Known widely for its historical relevance in the colonization of Lagos and then Nigeria, Badagry seems to be making history now in a different way. Recently, through a medical mission conducted by the Lagos State Ministry of Health in the community, more than 60 persons was discovered to have protrusions on their necks, a medical condition known as goitre.
Almost 60 patients with swelling on the neck. If you look at some of these pictures, you see that this is what we call goitre. And we were wondering why we saw so many of those cases. And as Governor directed, to find out why and try to do something about it.
We visited the palace of His Majesty the Wenu Ahulutoyiwan, the Akran of Badagry. Our chief, Thomas Yemaense, who met us, told us Gujidi, as goitre is locally called, was traditionally believed to be caused by blowing into a bottle, but that the people are getting better enlightened now.
When people blow bottle, when you put bottle, an empty bottle, and you blow the bottle, they believe it causes such a thing. Yes, that is our belief then. But today, we later know that it is lack of a diet.
Anna Okoye, a trader, says she woke up one morning to discover she had a small lump on her neck that grew larger with time.
2004 and 3, now the thing just starts. So I just wake up and see it small. From there, I'm taking some drops, but the thing doesn't go. It just improve every day by day, every month.
We also met Mojisola Adetayo, who says she had spent all she had trying to get a cure from goitre, but to no avail.
He started small. I didn't take it serious, but it eventually became serious. I took all kinds of medications, spent all my money on it. I even visited the traditional herbalist, but there was no visible result.
The most common cause of goitre is the lack of iodine in the salt or diet. But there are other causes. The thyroid is the gland in front of the neck. It plays a vital role in regulating the body's metabolic processes by producing thyroid hormone. Heart rate is an example of the process that depends on the thyroid gland. When the gland becomes enlarged due to disease or tumor, the gland is referred to as goitre.
The heart beats at an abnormal rate. The liver secretes a lot, breaks down all the organs, and so the patient breaks down all the food. So the patient begins to lose weight. Now, if the heart works too hard, it goes into heart failure. Okay, and the patient can end up in the hospital with swollen feet. But the thing about hyperthyroidism are the other signs I mentioned. The patient is dark, the eyes are bulging. The patient is restless, the patient has emotional liability, can get angry at 1 minute and next minute is shedding tears. The patient, if it's a woman, may have polymenorrhea, that is, has period more than once a month, might have constipation, diarrhea, okay, because all the organs are working very hard. And if left unchecked, the patient can actually die.
But not all patients with goitre have toxic goitre. A lot of them actually have simple goitre. And most of the problems with simple goitre will basically be pressure effects upon the airway, upon the swallowing, and things like that. But cosmetically may probably be one of the major indications for surgery in a simple goitre.
There is not one specific treatment for goitre, as treatment depends on the course of the enlargement.
The treatment, the investigation, everything for those patients involved is free. The state government is bearing the total cost.
This is Amajigo Marina. 50% of the goitre patients reside here. Test and analysis will have to be conducted to determine the root of goitre in this community, because that's what the physicians say will bring lasting relief to the people. Until then, surgery is their nearest relief.
In the 16th and 17th century, Badagry was predominantly known and feared by young people who knew that once they got to its famous shores, they would no longer return home. That was during the slave trade era. Today, Badagry is a town reputed for peace and industrious people, but lately the residents were discovered to be massively afflicted by goitre. a medical condition typified by protrusion round the neck.
We have at least about 78 as of now, and I believe the problem emanated from the environment with which those people are living, and most especially the water that has no iodine, and mostly, especially at the seaside.
To the goiter sufferers here, it is a huge burden physically and financially, but thankfully, the Lagos State Governor intervened.
The responsibility to secure the lives of citizens does not start and end with physical security in terms of police alone. It is also about ensuring that their well-being is as important as providing security.
We actually done 18 surgery for the goiter patient, which all are successful. Then we've taken them back to their various houses.
Badagry Goitre says she can now go about her business without pain or shame.
My joy is full because it was a thing of shame. God has taken it away from me. Now I can go everywhere without covering my neck.
Anna Okoye, whose surgery was also successful, said it is a big relief to be able to walk the streets of Badagry with her head held high and to eat without so much pain.
I'm happy. If I want to go out, apart from this plaster now, I have to went to the market because I'm okay now. I'm not feeling anything.
The state government said it will carry out an epidemiological survey, an extensive test of water and food, and run tests on children to determine why there are so many goiter sufferers in the community.
When a woman is deficient of iodine, the mother supplies the baby what the baby needs. So if there's a low level of iodine in the mother's blood, it becomes obvious that the baby too will have low level of iodine. And low iodine prevents normal brain growth. So the baby is born with incapacity for mentation. So the patient has the baby is born with mentally retarded.
Most of the adults here are free of the burden of goiter, but are still worried about the fate of their children, born and unborn. The analysis currently ongoing right now will hopefully come up with results that will enable Badagry finally get rid of goiter. Wendy, Agbo, TVC News, Badagry, Lagos.